Hello, Algebra students. Table we'll be working on is section 1.4, problem number 60. It says, suppose that a bicyclist is riding at a steady pace or steady speed. The table below represents the distance she travels in a given period of time. Copy and complete the table, list the ordered pairs from the table, and graph them on a coordinate plane. Use the graph to determine how far the bicyclist would travel in 8 hours. Since I don't have graph paper, you probably will for this assignment, so make sure to be using a straight edge to complete your graph, and make sure to fill out the table to be able to graph it. So it should look something like this for problem number 60. We have to write down the ordered pairs. Right now they only give me two, one for time, and then distance in miles. So we have the first ordered pair is 1 and 24.5. The second one would be 2 and 49. The other ones we have to fill out and find out on ourselves. 3, 4, and 5. So if I look at this, if I look at my table, we've known how to do this already by looking at the first two changes. So if I look at between 24 and 49, or 24.5 and 49, we look at the difference. So if I were to subtract those, 24.5 take away 49 is 24.5. It's going to be positive because it's increasing. So if that change is consistent, we can add those to each one. So 24.5 plus 49. So if we think about that, 24.5 plus 49 is going to give me 73.5. 73.5, it changes from 49, adds 24.5, it makes 73.5. So right now I can write down 73.5 for my value for 3. Now from 73.5 to the fourth hour, I add 24.5 again, because it changes at a constant rate. So if I add this, I know 73 plus 24 is 97, but since I have two halves, it's going to be 98. So now I can put 98 down in my ordered pair right there. And the last change is still going to change by 24.5. This is going to be the rate at which she's riding her bike, 24.5 miles per hour. We add 24.5 plus the 98, and we get 122.5. So for my last ordered pair, I have 122.5. So now what I have to do is I have to graph this change. It should be in a linear pattern, which means a straight line. So if I look at this, I have my values 24.5 and 122.5. My x values are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then my y values are these on the right. So if these are my x values, I can just go by a 1 scale interval for both, for all of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1 scale for that. But look at the y values. The y values are pretty big. I can't just start off 20, 21, 22, but if I could maybe start off with intervals of 5, 10, 15, or 20. So if I look at this, 24.5 is here, and the biggest number is 122.5. It actually wants me to predict what it would be for 8. So 6, 7, 8. So if it's 122.5 here, it's going to be pretty big for 8. So that means I need to maybe end up with a bigger number at this last interval here. So I'm thinking 10, 15 are going to be too small, so let's try 20. So if I try 20, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140, 160, 180, 200, 220. That should probably cover it. Normally I would put these numbers on the left side, but I have a little room here. So let's try it out. For one value, I have 24.5. So here's 1, here's the 20, and here's 40. So in between there, I would plug in or put a point between 20 and 40, because 24.5 is my first value. 2 is 49. 49 is between 40 and 60, so I'll estimate that. 3 is 73.5. 73.5 is about right here. A little bit after the 60, not quite 80. 4 is 98. There's 100. That's going to be really close. So I'm going to put it almost right on top of that 100. So far, I'm getting what looks like a straight line. 5 is 122.5. So here's 120. It's going to be a little bit after that. So if I can kind of guess and pull it over, 5 over 122 up, that's where that graph is. So if I were to draw a line through that, I can keep going, can't go beyond that. This is where 8 is. So if I go straight up from there and straight over, I can kind of estimate how much this is going to be. So it's around the 180 range. So we can say that about 8 hours, I go about 180 miles. That's a pretty good estimate, especially if I'm not really doing it with a straight edge. Try it with a straight edge on your grad paper and you'll find out that it's actually a little bit more than 180.